Guys, welcome back to my Fakeaway for your takeaway, and we are here because of all the fantastic support from our Patreon supporters. So thank you very much. Let's check out the messages and see what we've got cooking this week. So here's a message from Geordie Sanders. Hey Schoolwork team, thank you for your reply. I've used this recipe, pho-vietnam.com, a couple of times before, and it somehow never seems to be on par with the real recipe I've tasted in Vietnamese restaurants. The sauce usually gets too thin because I add too much water in the caramel sauce. I know where you're going wrong there, Geordie. In fear of letting it burn. The recipe is supposed to have a sweet gingery taste, or sweet stroke gingery taste, but my own attempts kind of lose the ginger taste and only taste of sugar. I've always used small slices of boneless chicken thighs to make it easier to eat and serve it with rice, and sprinkle some spring onion or coriander leaves on it. I hope this helps. Good luck and have a wonderful year. Thank you very much for your greetings. That is really nice, Geordie. I think I know where you're going wrong, and that is when you're braising stuff, especially this type of dish, which in my mind is kind of like the equivalent of a soy sauce chicken, a Chinese style soy sauce chicken, but it's the Vietnamese version of it. You want that caramel sort of texture around the edge of the chicken, but you want the flavor of the actual herbs and spices. I'm going to show you how you do that now. When you're braising stuff, you really need to cook that caramel sauce first, but also crisp up the chicken. Let's get not walking, cooking. This dish is actually really, really simple. And we're going to start with a base of garlic, some shallots. I don't have any Thai shallots, but I've got normal shallots here. So I've got a couple of shallots to go on the base, and then some ginger. Now, you want that ginger flavor as you're talking about, or as Geordie mentioned. So you're going to make sure you've got a good chunk of ginger to use in this dish. Where I would say that perhaps you may be missing a little bit of that ginger flavor is you want to sear this ginger really well in your oil before you then start sort of adding anything else. And that oil then will take in all the flavor of the ginger. So when the sort of caramel or the sugar goes in and caramelizes around it, it doesn't lose, or you haven't lost that ginger flavor. So my ginger slices here, I'm just going to go for like rough chunks like so, and then I'm going to bash that ginger out, and then each bit of ginger provides a lot more surface area, but it's not finely chopped. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hob on and start searing this ginger whilst I'm preparing the rest of the dish. Because as I say, this dish is really very, very easy to make, but there is still technique to it. So that ginger is going to go into my pan of oil, and it will start to sizzle up. I want to make sure that that ginger really crisps up nicely, and then the garlic can go in along with that ginger. It doesn't, again, the garlic doesn't need to be finely chopped up, in my opinion. It can just be sort of well bashed and go in once the ginger starts to brown. Right, my garlic cloves are cut. My shallots can go in along with this before the sauce goes in, but not before the chicken, because the shallots can burn quite quickly, and the shallots are there for more flavor than anything. I've left the sauces till last because sometimes I've seen sort of recipes for this where you marinate the chicken, but I kind of feel like actually the flavor gets sort of punched into the chicken from braising the dish properly, as opposed to marinated chicken that might then burn. And that's maybe again where you're struggling a little. With the shallots, I'm just going to cut them into sort of rough chunks like so that they can be all quite nice and whole. As I say, you want that ginger to sort of catch and start to brown before you add anything else to the pan. And that's where we're going to get that real base flavour. Next up on the board, whilst that ginger's still browning, I've got my chicken thighs here, and I'm going to cut into them in half so that they're not bite-sized, but they're more manageable, I guess. Keeping the bone on as you would in most dishes like this. There's a lot of flavour in the bone, and it keeps the moisture of the chicken thigh. We're going to put those in skin side down. You can see now my ginger is browning really nicely. I'm already getting a lot of fragrance into that oil. At this point, once your ginger's well browned, you can see that there, then you want to get your chicken skin side down into the oil. I quite like to take my time over this, but bring the ginger over the top, if you like, so that it doesn't continue to burn. I've got a good amount of oil in here, which I can just siphon off later on if I wish, but I do want to crisp up that skin nicely. My chicken is searing nicely. I'm just going to clean my board, and then I'll show you how to sort of actually layer the flavour and layer that caramel, the water, bring it back down, and then caramelise it again to finish. So once your chicken skin is browning nicely, you can see that, give those a turn, those pieces. And at this point, once it's all turned around, then we can start to add your garlic and your shallots. And the oil in there is all flavoured, so I'm going to keep it in there for now. Get your shallots, garlic to start to sort of melt into that. You can hear that sizzling away. And then we've got a mixture. I've actually got a mixture of light soy sauce and fish sauce here. I do that just because my wife and my little one aren't the biggest fans of fish sauce, but it sort of gives it that balance in that way. You could just use fish sauce. We're going for about 3 or 2.5 tablespoons of fish sauce stroke light soy, and then similar amount, so 3 tablespoons of sugar, and that's going to create the caramel. And this is the key point here, Geordie, is that you want to make sure you're really allowing that sauce and the sugar to caramelize around the chicken at this point in time. If you don't give it this sort of 2 to 3 minutes of caramelizing around at a medium heat, I'm going to try and show you the caramel that's forming in with that ginger oil. This is really key to the braising. That it's not just boiling. We're not just boiling here. We are frying that sauce and caramelizing that sauce around the chicken before I add any water at all to this pan. And that is really key to getting that flavor to wrap around. Even when you pour the water in, which I'll pretty much almost sort of go to 2/3 the way up the chicken and cover it with a lid, I will then allow that water to evaporate over time and then caramelize again back around the chicken once it's cooked. And that is probably what you're missing. So this is caramelized nicely. I can show you now the texture of this sauce. Again, it's got that sort of syrupy texture around the chicken. I can really smell that garlic and the ginger sort of mixing into this dish. And my wife is probably not so happy with me right now because I haven't got the extractor fan on and I'm cooking loads of fish sauce on a really high heat. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. So, water in at this point. all the way up to about 2/3 up the chicken, not too much more, not to fully cover. Cover that with a lid for about 10 minutes, then take the lid off, and the last 10 minutes, we're gonna just let that evaporate and start to caramelize again around the chicken. Lastly, on the chopping board front, I've got some mint leaves here. You can use spring onion, coriander, mint leaves, whatever herbs you want. Thai basil. This is just for garnish over the top. I quite like the mint. I think the sweetness goes really well with the caramel. This is what I loved about Vietnam, is the food has influence from so many different cultures. And you know, if you want to just make something up, why not? Just throw whatever you want in, and they're not scared of trying something new. A whole load of fresh mint leaves. Finely sliced up, ready to just throw over the top of my caramel chicken. That's it, really easy. So once that's been bubbling away for 10 minutes, you then want to lift it off and just allow that sauce to evaporate, and it will start to thicken up because of the sugar in the mix, which is what you're looking for. You're trying to get that caramel sauce back, and that chicken's definitely cooked through now from that 10 minutes of sort of boiling through, covered with the lid. I've just hit the heat up on this, and you can caramelize this quite quickly, or if you have a bit more time, then just slow it down. Most importantly, lid off, get to that point of caramelization. So quite quickly, after about 5 minutes, you see the caramel that is sort of formed or forming around that chicken. And if I lift that up now, you can see it just sort of sticking around each piece of chicken, and that's from lifting the lid at the end of the cooking process, not taking too much water at the start. I'm going to switch that off now because you don't want to over caramelize it either. Straight into the dish, and you can pour the gingery caramel sauce over the top at the end. It's a real simple cooking this, but as I say, the braising technique of really allowing the caramel to form before you add the water is very important. Get that caramel sauce all over the chicken, and then garnish generously with your mint leaves over the top. Vietnamese caramel chicken, all thanks to Geordie, one of our awesome Patreon supporters. Moment of truth, time to try it. You can see the sauce is wrapped around it really well. Chicken's perfectly cooked through. It's got that beautiful sweet savour. I've got a good flavour, or base flavour of the ginger. Not raw ginger, well cooked ginger. Guys, massive thanks to our Patreon supporters for suggesting, much like Geordie, log on, sign up to our Patreon subscription to get involved and give us your suggestions for what you want me to cook for my fakeaway, for your takeaway. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you all.